Hi everybody, this is Casey McFarland. I am the leader of the Son of the Farland Travel Company, and I want to talk to you a little bit about this upcoming trip. If you're watching this, then somebody's probably sending this to you to give you kind of an idea of what we're going to be doing, and this is for September 2022. We're planning out quite a ways just to give a little buffer, give people time to kind of prep and get ready for this sort of thing, but let me tell you what we have going on for September 2022. This is going to be for the trip that is September 12th through the 22nd. And it is going to be awesome because we're going to be coming right into Rome. I guess I should tell you a little bit about my background with Italy before we get onto the trip. I used to live in Italy. I speak the language. I have a lot of connections there. We go back every year. We were going back for quite a while, and we started leading group tours out several years ago. And we've just had a blast, and a lot of the groups that we take end up becoming very good friends. Sometimes people know each other before they go, sometimes half the group does and half the group doesn't, and we have groups that just end up becoming lifelong friends from this, because I have a deep belief, and not just a belief, but it's something that I see happen very frequently, and that is that when people travel together to such a cool place, a lot of bonding takes place, and that has partly to do with the way we structure the lodging and everything. Oftentimes we stay in the same apartment. I'll rent out a huge apartment, the whole apartment, like downtown Rome, for example. The first 3 nights we're going to stay in a place that has an upstairs, like top of the roof balcony that we can look over the entire city of Rome. It's smack dab in the middle, right next to the Colosseum, so we can walk just within minutes to the Colosseum. But it has 7 bedrooms, and it has capacity for us. Actually, sorry, 8 bedrooms. Anyway, so we have this opportunity to kind of be in the same space but have our own privacy, and this we'll kind of alternate between apartments and hotels on this trip, but I've already got lodging secured for the entire thing. I had to get it ahead of time because there's some places we're going that are so incredible. They're already booked out, and I booked it. I beat everybody to the gun, and we were able to get some really cool spots. So Rome is 3 nights, and I know Rome really well. I have some of the best tour guides in the entire city of Rome, and they're just phenomenal, and it's super fun. So we're going to go into the Colosseum. We're going to go into see the Vatican, and if the Pope is in town, oftentimes we'll go see the Pope. He speaks on Wednesdays and Sundays if he's in town, and he usually is. We've seen him, been within 20 feet of him. It's kind of fun. A lot of people are kind of going, I don't know, he's not my religious leader or whatever, but then when they go, they're like, that was really cool. And so the thing about the way I like to structure these trips is I like to have I like to go into the hustle and bustle right off the bat in Rome. And I like to do that because we've got jet lag, and that first day it's really important for us to stay up till late, till 10 o'clock at night, to get onto the schedule. And so I like to kind of pack in right off the bat some action, some things that we can do to move around so we're not just lagging, and that helps kind of overcome some of the jet lag. And we're just going to explore the food and the gelato. I can't even tell you, there's some gelato places down in Rome that are just off the charts, and they're so fun. And so we'll be doing that, and then 3 days there. The next thing we are going to be doing is we're going to be heading into after when we leave Rome, we're going to stop for a day tour in a city that's a hilltop city that's just it's pre-Roman actually, and it's just beautiful. It's so quaint, and that's kind of how I like to do things. I like to kind of go from really hustle and bustle, a lot of high energy in the cities, to more of a quaint, cobblestone type towns. And I've got some really good food there that's just we got to try. I've got some friends there. We're gonna stop in and into an art shop that anyway, it's really cool. And from there we're gonna go to a villa. I think we've got 3 nights there, 2 or 3 nights, maybe 2. But the villa is run by an older couple named Lorenzo and Fiorella. And Lorenzo is about 70 years old, and he's just a gem. And his wife, interestingly enough, I asked Lorenzo like if he likes any of the restaurants in town, and he's like, I don't know, I've never been. He's like, my wife, she won't eat anything that she hasn't grown herself and prepared. And they're like 70, so they never eat out. They just have, like, last time we were there, we were able to eat some of her. We made pizza. Oh, my tomatoes just fell off the vine. Anyway, and well, I'll just tell you this: we're going to be going there with Fiorella and Lorenzo. They're already ready for us. They know we're coming, and they're going to have their pizza oven ready for us. And we're going to do pizza the first night. I'm going to show you guys how to make pizza. Lorenzo's going to help me with that. Fiorella's going to help me with that. She's going to make the dough, and we're going to have her own tomato sauce that she makes from her own garden to put on the pizza. It's phenomenal, and it's such a beautiful place. They do have a swimming pool, not always heated, so if you're adventurous, I like to jump into it, but not everybody does. It's not that cold, but it's refreshing. And we're gonna be able to hit some towns in the region of Umbria from that location for a couple days. We're gonna hit some small towns that are really beautiful and awesome. The food's amazing, and so we're gonna be there a couple nights, and then we're gonna head from there and go straight over to. We'll probably take a little day tour somewhere. I don't know where yet. We still got a year to plan this thing, but. We're going over to Florence, which is, if anybody knows me, Florence is probably my favorite city on the whole planet. In fact, I ask a lot of Italians what their favorite city is, and Florence is often on the top of the list, or not the highest. And it is just such an energetic, almost a, I don't know how to say it, but they kind of are the redheaded stepchild of Rome from back in the day. They were running kind of their own thing over there. It's the birthplace of the Renaissance. There's more art concentrated in the city of Rome than any other city in the world. I mean, this is where Michelangelo and Da Vinci and Galileo, all these people are from this area. The Medici family is a huge part of that. We'll talk about how that ties into a lot of some of the things that we are familiar with in our own country. But Florence, I I want to do a really cool, like a formal night where we dress up nice and maybe suits and ties and dresses and go out to a really cool restaurant that I like. And we're just going to explore. We're going to go see the Duomo. The Duomo is spectacular. I mean, this is a church that has the most famous dome probably in the world. One of them, at least one of the top three. And so Florence, I've got a really cool hotel right smack dab, so we can just walk right out of the front porch and we walk right into the most amazing city center. It's so beautiful. We'll be right in the city center. And so we'll be there for 3 nights, and then from there, our last 2 nights, I reserved the best for last, and that is a city called San Gimignano. Takes people a while to figure out how to say that word, but it is. I've got a hotel that is smack dab right in the middle of a medieval wall, a town that was maybe, it's very old, but some of the basically we'll be staying within the walls of this beautiful town, and right below the hotel, we walk down. We are next to the world's ranked 3 times the world's best gelato in the world. Now, that gelato is the reason we actually started going to that city. I've had a lot of people ask me when I go over there, "Are you guys doing a wine tour?" I'm like, "No way. We're doing a gelato tour." And I tell you, we have some of the best gelato, and every single place we go, we'll pass up 100 different gelato places, 100 different pizza places, and go to the ones that are the most important and the ones that have the most highest quality, and the ones that really I just want to have I want people to have an out-of-body experience. Excuse me. So this is a 10 day trip. and the details, I think I've got it listed at $3,800. That does not include airfare. But we pack a ton into here. All it includes all the tours, all the lodging, all the ground transportation once we meet up. It includes one big meal every single day. Often breakfast is not a big part of Italy. It's just not. But we might get a little croissant here and there. And so it's pretty much we take care of you once you get there. And we have two shuttle vans that that I drive and somebody else drives, so that we can kind of move around to these small cities. I mean, frankly, we're going to hit probably about 9 or 10 cities, and it's not going to feel like we are, but we will, and they're really cool. So that's kind of a little bit about this trip, and I'm just having a hard time waiting. Like we got about a year out, and it's just kind of hard to wait, but it is coming. It's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to have a good group. And I should mention also a couple things about walking. We do end up walking a lot. It's very important that you have a high capacity to walk, and it is kind of a big deal for me, because I've had somebody in the past who wanted to come who had just had surgery, and they were not able to walk, and I just knew it was going to really slow down the whole group, and I just can't. When I have so many people coming with expectations of seeing a lot of things, I have to make sure that everybody's kind of in about the same physical capacity to be able to handle, because we walk up hills. I mean, a lot of these towns are built on hills. The other thing is that we're just going to monitor. We're going to monitor this COVID situation. Right now, you can get in with a negative COVID test. I don't want to get political here, but we did have a trip just planned recently, in which we had 2 people who were not vaccinated who missed the entire trip. So it does make me a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, to have, even though you can get in the negative COVID test, I think the odds would be better with a vaccine to not have to test positive right before we come. So we just had that happen, where we had 2 families that were supposed to come on a trip and couldn't, because they tested positive, and I am not sure quite how I'm going to do that, but it's going to be we're going to have to play that one by ear. And I should mention also that last year I had 2 trips booked, and because of COVID we had to cancel both of them, and I refunded everybody their money 100% in the case that happens. So that's about it. I mean, there's a ton of little things that I'm not talking about that we're going to be doing within the trip that I just like to kind of surprise people with. So I'm not going to give you all the details, but enough to kind of wet your whistle and give you kind of an idea what we're going to be doing. It's going to be, I can just tell you this, it's going to be, everybody that's gone has said this is the trip that was the absolute trip of a lifetime. And we eat, and we laugh, and we have a good time, and it's going to be awesome. So anyway, thank you. Arrivederci.